Vince Brizzo here from Previews World. We're at New York Comic Con talking to Ed Piskor. He is the man who's in charge of running the table here for Hip Hop Family Tree. An Eisner winner, I might want to add. That's the kind of credentials this man brings.
New York Times bestseller.
New York Times bestseller, right?
But I'm not one to brag.
But you know, there's a lot on this. Besides Hip Hop Family Tree, what we really were hoping to talk to you about today, Ed, was that X-Men, right? This thing is like gigantic in its scope. X-Men Grand Design.
Right.
And that's basically where we wanted to, we tracked him down, we got on the table, we just grabbed him by the collar. No, you're not going anywhere. What's going on, man? Like decades worth of time that you've spent, like from the time you were a kid, you were making these illustrations. I mean, give us the background here about how this thing got off the ground, man. This is big.
I would say that everybody in my peer group, kids born in the 80s, we grew up with X-Men comics. And those of us who were the most lucky got to read classic X-Men and Uncanny X-Men at the same time, right? And I was one of those kids where I got to read the classic stuff,
right,
and the contemporary up to the minute comics, and then I read classic until it hit the point where I started collecting the regular series.
Kind of like watching Arrow, where you're seeing what happened in the past and it's happening and getting all this history. It's a lot to follow. I'm with you.
Yeah. So, you know, I've internalized these comics my entire life. I could easily make the claim that those X-Men comics, probably issue 157 is the first that I remember being able to read. And I saw writer Chris Claremont, penciler Dave Cockrum, inker, and I asked my mom, what is this? And she's like, these are the people who made the book. And from that point forward, the goal was always to grow up to become a cartoonist, you know. And you know, I followed X-Men until you know, Chris Claremont went away.
Right.
Then I followed the Image guys to wherever they went, and then I discovered cartoonists like Dan Clowes and Robert Crumb and the Hernandez brothers. But I never got the X-Men out of my mind. And now that I have this opportunity, because the Hip Hop Family Tree thing is a massive success, Marvel is you know, they're giving me a chance to make a comic for them. And they asked me what I wanted to do, and I said I want to do X-Men. Axel says, you know, well, what do you want to do? And I said everything.
I was saying, this chance you've got is like the super highway out in the middle of the desert. You're talking like, what, 200 and some odd issues worth of continuity?
Yeah, about 280, plus the backups in classic X-Men, plus issues of New Mutants and X Factor.
Now, I'm trying to wrap my head around, we're talking a universe here.
Right.
You know? So, I mean, what's the angle? Is there a central character? Is like a watcher type, you know, character that's going to act as a narrator, or, I mean, the sequence of events that's happening? Just trying to imagine, you know, like it's a 6-issue series.
Yeah.
Right? So it's going to be 2 issues per series that comes out.
Sure, it's like a trilogy of 2-issue miniseries.
Okay.
So at the end of the year, December, January, an issue will come out in December. Issue comes out in January. Trade paperback comes out in April.
Okay.
Wash, rinse, repeat for like 2 years, and then you have my complete tale. The deal is I'm trying to take, you know, 8,000 pages of existing X-Men comics, you know, which was a monthly serialized periodical, and I'm trying to make a graphic novel out of all of this stuff. It's almost like the existing Marvel stuff is like tens of millions of dollars of research and development for me to make my X-Men comic.
Grand Design.
Yeah.
Well, we wish you all the luck in the world, brother. I mean, the scope of this project is immense. And the fact that you're taking this on, and it's coming out like next year, right? That's when they're.
It's going to come out December. This December.
Starts out this year.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. So, I mean, over a course of time, though, this is going to be wrapping up.
Sure.
Coming up from Marvel Comics. Folks, X-Men Grand Design, you got to check this out. Ed Piskor is the man who's driving the train, doing something no one's probably seen before, right? This is it. This is groundbreaking stuff.
This guy has good taste.
As always, keep the faith, keep reading comics.
Hey, Anamia here, reminding you to share, like, and subscribe to Previews World. Tap that button and experience everything your local comic shop can offer.